everybody. You'll have to forgive my non-pedicured toes, but that'll be on my list this weekend. So we'll start with just connecting to your feet, leading with the toes. So you're gonna do one toe at a time. Feel free to hold your hands on your feet even if you need to, but you're gonna lift with your big toe coming up and then place it back down. And try and lift just your big toe up and place it back down. We'll do two more. And lower it, and maybe try to not hold the other ones as much. And then move on to your pointer toe. Can you lift it and lower and try to go directly up and down? Mine tends to veer to the side, so your goal would be to keep it there. And we'll do about 4 per toe, so you get to decide if you want to hold the others down. And you'll kind of feel at some point like these are somebody else's feet. Your brain will start to try and figure out how to connect. The more you do it, the easier it gets. So if this is new to you, that is okay. And then working your way to your last little baby toe here and see if you can even move it. It's really hard to do it independently. And then once you've done each of those toes, try and lead from your big toe, and you're gonna try to lift one at a time. So your big toe to the next toe, kind of like a little roll off, and really get that pinky toe to actually lift off the mat, and then work your way back down, leading with your pinky toe to the big toe. We'll do 2 more like that. Lift from the big toe, and lifting up, and then lowering it back down. And one more, since it's about to be all that flip-flop weather, it's good to work through all these bad boys. Good, and then you're gonna switch and try your other foot. Same thing, lead with the big toe. We'll do about 4. You can do this sitting in a chair and bending over if that's a little easier than being down here. And then try to go to the next toe. I used to have an 89-year-old client that we would do these exercises with, and he was actually pretty darn good without having to hold them down. So, gives us a goal here. Move into your ring toe. And then see if you can get your baby toe to even try and lift off a little bit. This is my hardest one. If it moves at all, that counts. Okay, then we'll lead from our big toe, and you'll lift and try and roll through, lifting our toes off, and then roll from our pinky toe back to the big toe. You can give it a good attempt to lift those toes, and reaching back down. See if you can get one at a time if they don't all chunk together. And then rolling it back through. Good. And we'll do one last thing per foot. Just see if you can lift all your toes off, and notice if you can have your arch come up off the mat. So if there was a little thumbtack in the middle of your foot, if that could almost pull like a little suction cup and back down. And activate it. Ideally, you want to do it without having to lift your toes. If you could just get your arch to actually wake up on its own. Try about 4 or 5 and just see what your mind figures out. One foot might be easier than the other. And then give the other foot a try. Same thing, seeing if you can feel that little, if there was right in the middle of your foot, little thumbtack. So it's easier to find if you have your toes start with you, just to get that little lift, and then place it back down. And then you can try a few without lifting the toes and see if you can get those arches to support themselves. So everyone talks about arch supports in your shoes and everything. It's kind of that same thing, but we naturally have those muscles to support us if we use them correctly. So this should hopefully wake up that piece. Good. And then just for fun, to kind of check in with a little foot articulation, try and see if you can have your heels heavy. You're gonna reach through your foot, then your toes get to reach away. And then can you reverse that? Lead with the toes we just woke up, and then reach and pull the foot towards you. And foot, and toes, and toes, and a foot. 2 more. Just get that nice full range of motion through your feet and ankles. And last one. Foot, and toes, toes, and foot. And then just a little shake it out there. There are some exercises, if you're bored, you can do the same thing with your hands, and you would try to do one at a time, moving through. So all this typing and stuff, it is actually good to go for full range. And if you can even bring your finger into the center of your palm and work one way, and then you can work the other way. So they're called Pilates castanets, right, if you were playing the castanets. So I would start finger to thumb, and if that goes well, then you can go to the center of your hands. Try not to have them all go together. You want to do one at a time. Get that little stretch. Avoid our carpal tunnel and things. So that was our little footwork preview. We're going to go right into your mat. So you can lower all the way to your mat with control. And it's Friday, so just give it a nice big stretch. And you can do a little wiggle. See what kind of kinks we got to work out here. And reach your arms along by your sides, feet onto the mat. We'll just round up your neck, chin to chest, and round up to the tips of your shoulder blades, and then lower yourself back down. And really round chin to chest. If you had a little strawberry or blueberry in there, try and reach to hold on to it. And then we roll it back down and rounding up. Now hold it here. While you're here, keep it gazing your belly. Can you lift your right leg to your tabletop? Your left leg joins. And then we're going to do 50 pumps here. And if it's available to you, you can try to stretch your legs out for the next 50. And really abs in and up. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 20, in, 2, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 30, faster pumps. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in. And out, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in. See if we can stretch our legs. However low you can go, keeping those abs in and up. And exhale, stay right at the tips of those shoulder blades, almost like your abs are pulling your legs towards you. 2 more nice deep exhales. And inhale. And out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause your arms, curl a little higher. Stay up there as you bring your knees in and rest the head down. Good, hug the knees in towards you. We're gonna go for our half roll down, catch your legs, rock up and sit. You can keep your hands as they are, or you can try to go for no hands, depending what you want. So you wanna find that C curve. Really pull the abs in and up around the waist, away from our legs. Exhale as you come back in. Inhale, we round back, and that waistband touch the mat. Exhale. And we've talked about that ice cream scoop, so really hollow in and up as you round back. Exhale. One more, our halfway point. And exhaling. We'll add when we round to the mat. So you're going to inhale as you start to round back. Exhale all the way to the mat. Once your head lands, lift one leg tabletop, other leg. We catch our knees, lift the head, and rock up to sit. Using our powerhouse, right? Inhale, we round it back. Exhale into your mat. Try the left leg first. The right leg. Heads up. Exhale, scoop and rock up and reach. And we lower. Bone by bone. Try and connect your whole spine from your tail, waist, ribs, shoulders, head. Right, left, and rock. Up and reach. Abs are working the whole way through. Exhale into your mat. Left, right, and rock up. You can continue with that version or go to your full roll up, legs long. Go ahead and flex those feet towards you so you get a nice little stretch. Even though you can't see mine, they're flexed. And round back, bone by bone. Exhale into your mat and reverse that. Inhale, head peeks through the arms. Exhale, scoop and round our spine. Stretch and reach forward. We got 3 more. Inhale to the mat. Exhale, stretch, and you can try to send the arms back if you'd like. Inhale, head up. Exhale, articulate your spine, round, up and over. Inhale, back. Can you literally get one vertebrae at a time to connect to the mat and reach? Inhale, head up, same thing, one vertebrae at a time. Scoop and stretch and reach. Inhaling back, exhale to the mat. And inhale, exhale, stretch and reach. And we'll lower all the way down. We can all meet at the bottom, whatever version you've got. Laying back for your one leg circles. So you can have your arms long by your sides. You can keep the bottom leg bent if you need to, or go for long, whatever your version is. We're gonna go for 8 one leg circles today. Cross the leg in, circle around, and pause. 2, around and up, and feel that abs deep, and to lift your leg. Can you keep your shoulders and hips steady on the mat? And 4, around and up. 5, reach the arms. 6, exhale. 7, abs in and up, 1 more. 8, reverse it. We go out, around and up. And 2, abs into lift. 3, exhale. and 4. And I'm feeling a reach through my bottom heel, and you have a nice reach through your top leg. Last 2, 7, and around, one more, 8, around, catch your leg nice and long, enjoy a stretch, and then from here you're gonna flex your foot towards you, bend the knee, extend, and point, and a flex. Feel all that range of motion you built earlier. 2 more, lead with the toes, and a flex, and then reach through the heel to the toes. Last one, flex, and bend, and stretch, and a point. Good. You can place your foot down or reach to the heel. We're going to side 2. Same 8 here. Hips are steady, abs in and up, and we cross around and up. 2 abs in and up, and 3. Exhale. 4. How big can you circle without falling off your mat? Good. 2 more. 7. Exhale, and an 8 around. Reverse it. Out, around, and up. Can you have that same size circle both directions? Exhale and lift. Stir that whole leg around. If it was in a big pot of honey, peanut butter, really reach all the way around. Scrape it all off. Good. And catch the leg. Find a stretch. We'll do the same. Flex the foot. Bend the knee. Stretch the leg. And a point. And a 2. Bend it in. And stretch. And point. And 3. And you're actually getting a lot of nerve endings at the back of your leg when you can find that stretch. So you want to try to actually breathe through it. I know it's a deep stretch, but it's worth it. All right, we bring both knees in for a hug. Catch behind those knees and rock up, rolling like a ball. So just find your ball balance today to start. Catch behind the knees. Have your feet float up off the mat. Heels together, toes apart. And from where you are, can you keep the legs here? How far can you round the waist back away from the legs? Almost before you feel like you're gonna timber back, and then using your abs, bring your body back to your legs. 2 more this version. Inhale, we pull our belly button away from our legs, and use those abs. Exhale, coming back in. And 2, round. Can we get a little lower maybe? And in. 1 more, steady the legs. And coming in. Go for that version, or you can turn it into your rolling like a ball shape. So grabbing your ankles, dive your head through your legs. We go for 5 here. Rock back, exhale, rock it up. Catch the balance. 2, stay nice and tight. Exhale, up, and 3. And rock it up, and 4. Exhale, last one, hips up, and rock it up. Catch it, balance, balance. Good, place the feet onto the mat. We will carefully extend our legs, reach our arms, and lower all the way to the mat with control. Abs in and up. We lower bone by bone into our mat. Okay, ab series. We always start, legs come in first. Single leg stretch. Rounding your head up. Think of your hundreds at the beginning. Can you stay on those shoulder blades? You're gonna pull the right leg in for a hug as you stretch your left leg. High diagonal. Now, can you hollow out your belly? Scoop it more, scoop it more, scoop it more. Stay up there, and like magic, switch legs. Switch, pull the top leg, stretch that bottom leg long and away. And we switch and pull. Elbows go wide. Switch, your outside hand is at your ankle, and we're gonna try and stay up there as we flow. Inhale right, and switch and exhale. Switch and inhaling, exhale, and inhale. Exhale, 1 more full breath. Inhale and exhale. Knees come in, float the head down. You can look side to side if you need a little break. We're gonna go for our double leg stretch, the Joe version today. So rounding your head up, you're gonna extend your arms by your sides, legs reach to your edge. So reach, find how low the legs can go, and then exhale, pull it back in. And inhale, reach. Keep a scoop in your belly. Exhale in, 3 more. Reach to your edge. Exhale in. Inhale, stretch, squeeze those legs together. 1 more. Exhale, we're gonna go right to our scissors today. Legs are up, grab the right leg and you give it a pull, pull, switch in the air. Pull, pull, switch. Good, stay right on the tips of those shoulder blades, no sinking. Pull, 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 find a rhythm. Pull, 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 2 more sets. Pull, 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 1 more. Pull, 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 pull. Knees in, float the head on down. Nice work. All right, from here, you're gonna bring your hands in a diamond shape. If you have lower back stuff, I'd place it underneath your hips, or you can do that same Palm over palm behind the head is the ideal version. So I'll do this one. You get to pick. Knees to your tabletop. We round our upper body as high as you can go. Stay up there, extend your legs. You will lower your legs, 3, 2, 1. Lift up 1 count and watch your belly. Can you scoop more? Scoop more, scoop more. Use that scoop to lift. If you have your hands under you, keep that same imprint in your hands. We're not wobbling our hips. Yeah, 3 more, breathe through it. Inhale, 2, 3, scoop, exhale, up, and 2, 2, 3. Can we curl our upper body higher? Last 1, 2, 3, up, bend the knees, rest the head, or sneak your hands out. Okay, crisscross. We're gonna go right to the ideal version today, since we did class earlier this week. Hands behind the head, palm over palm, legs tabletop. You are going to round yourself up, curl to the tips of those shoulder blades, if not higher. Grab your own legs and lift off our shoulder blades. So ladies, it's right off that bra strap piece. Stay up there, catch your head. Twist to your right without sinking. Come back to center, catch those legs. Lift higher, stay off as you twist left. Back to center and curl higher. Now we're gonna go for the real deal. Twist right, stretch that opposite leg out without sinking. Up and twist over, over, over. Good, lift without sinking, keeping up, up, up. Good, lift and twist, twist, twist. Last one, up and twist to that knee. And up and twist, twist, twist back to center. And breathe on down. Good work. Carefully rock yourself to sitting. Spine stretch forward. You're gonna sit with your legs about your mat width apart, so a little wider than your hips if you're not on a mat. Reach your arms out to your own shoulder height. Just work on lifting. Can you keep your shoulders right over your hips? And now can you get 1 inch between that? Can you keep space here? Not by lifting our shoulders, but by creating space from your seat to those ribbies. Okay, keep that lift. Inhale, chin to chest. You're gonna stretch your spine and round up and over. Think of pulling your belly button away from your fingers. We stretch and reach our spine forward, forward, forward. And on your way back up, we're gonna keep that lift. Inhale, stack a tall spine back to the top. Inhale, lift, and chin to chest. Exhale. Think of pulling the belly button in and up so it doesn't come a big hip exercise. You want that stretch of your whole spine behind you. And lengthen back up tall. If you could pretend someone's sitting behind you, you guys want to have your spines connected, right? We're not lifting off your friend. So stay tall with your friend. They're imaginary, but they're there. Chin to chest, and now round your spine off your friend. Roll through each vertebrae behind you. And stack up tall to the top. If you could think the vertebrae on your back had little fins hanging off, you want to flare those fins behind you. Last one. Open that back body, scoop our abs. The further you reach, the more you scoop, scoop, scoop. And inhale, lift it up tall. Back to the top. Now we're going to open the arms out to the side. Keep that lift in your waist. Twist your spine to the right. Round forward and saw off your baby toe as you scoop that belly and reach for 3, for 2, a little further. 1, inhale, lift. Stay tall to twist. Round and forward and exhale for 3, for 2, for 1. Inhale, lift. Think that you're twisting from your belly button. Your innards twist you. And you reach and scoop those innards for 3, for 2, for 1. Inhale, lift. Twist, exhale, 3, 2, 1. And last set. A twist, reach it further, further, furthest. Even that back arm behind you. Exhale, reach, reach, reach back to center. Rest the arms. All right, flip onto your stomach. You're gonna make a pillow with your hands for your swan. Palm over palm, forehead on your hands. And then from here, you can ideally have long toes, so we're not tucking them under, and you want to reach long through those ankles since they're nice and stretched out. All right, legs together. If our lower backs bug us, I'd say go hip width apart. Your choice. Anchor the front of your hip pockets. Try and pull your belly button in and up off the mat, so you should feel length in our lower back. Keep that length and try to lift your head up off the mat. Can you lift your head without your belly flying open? And we float it back down. Good, reset. Anchor the hips. Zip your belly button in and up off the mat. If we could get daylight under our belly, that is the goal. Lift your head and maybe your heart as well. Keeping your tummy in, and float back down. Let's see if you guys can, my side angle might be able to see. It's really tiny work. Anchor the hips, pull your belly off the mat. And can you lift your head, heart, and hands without losing our belly, right? So that's wrong. Keep that scoop and float back down. One more this version. Anchor the hips, zip that belly in and up. Can you lift your head, heart, and hands? Lift, 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 scoop more, lift. Float it back down. I know it feels like we're going nowhere, but good work. Sit back for a round spine. You can tuck your toes if you'd like, round the spine. And if you want a little extra challenge, grab your ankles or your arches and dive your head through your knees. So you're really going for that C curve, nice lower back stretch. Okay, onto our hips and elbows. You're gonna come for your single leg kicks. Again, ideally, legs together, or they can go hip width apart. This should stretch the front of your hip flexors. So if you guys are doing a lot of sitting and these guys feel like they're just a little irritated, this one actually helps. So, pressing your elbows into the mat, use that to lift your heart and head. So I'm flying my chest forward. If I had some diamonds on my chest, I'm trying to show them to the world out there, all while keeping my abs in and up off the mat. Now we kick our seat. One leg, kick, kick, reach it away, and kick, kick, and reach. And as I kick, I'm avoiding my belly dropping. So I get that stretch in front of my leg, kick, kick. If that works for you, try to flex your foot, and then point it away. And kick, kick, and a point, and flex, and point, and a kick, kick. Now we kick and we switch. Kick, kick, and kick, kick, and kick, kick. Just for our brain, connecting our feet to our powerhouse. Abs in and up, nice proud chest. Last one, right, left. Good, sit back for that same round spine. You can tuck those toesies and round it over. Okay, onto your back for your shoulder bridge. I'm gonna keep my feet towards your side, I think. And then we'll lower back. You want your feet your own hip socket width apart, so not too wide. Keep them to where you can see those knees and toes and hips all in line. Now, in our dream world, as long as we don't have any knee issues, bring your heels towards your seat without using your hands, but wherever they can actually walk in on their own. Now, think of those lovely arch supports that we did earlier to start class. So I want your big toe, your baby toe, and your heels to have like a tripod effect by scooping those arches up. Okay, that's just for our lovely feet. Now the rest of us gets to move. Abs in and up, hollow out that belly. And you're gonna try and round our tail, round through our lower back, reach and lengthen so we have a line from our shoulders to our hips, to our knees. And then take your time and round your spine from your ribs, through your waist, your ribs, and tail. Check on those feet. Did we roll out or in? Yeah? Abs in and up. We peel our spine. Lead from your tail. Round and lift your knees past your toes. You're reaching that length through your spine as you round up. And it almost feels like you have to tuck just to keep that stretch in front body. And rolling it back down. Now we're going to do a little balance challenge at the top. Abs in and up. Peel the spine up and away. Can you extend the right leg? Feel that whole body stay. And we switch the left leg and place our foot back down. Roll our spine, bone by bone. Keeping our tripod of our feet, and up we go. Try the other leg first this time. Abs in and up, extend that leg. And place it down. And switch. It's like a magic trick. Nothing should be affected. Roll it back to the mat, and bring the knees in for a nice little hug. Side kicks. If everyone's rolling their eyes, you've now learned the fun of side kicks. So I'm gonna spin a little, and you're gonna be on the back edge of your mat. Your shoulders and hips are stacked. Your hand is behind your head, and your feet are at the front edge of your mat. If you've been doing this with me for a few weeks, and you feel like that one makes sense, try your other hand behind your head, and you'll really feel where you have to keep yourself supported. Abs and up, you're gonna float your top leg to your own hip height. We go for our front kick. Abs and up, reach and kick to the front, and reach, and can you go to the back edge of your mat without it all crumbling, yeah? If you wanna add the feet, you can flex as you kick front, point as you reach back. Just because it's Footwork Friday, we can add that little extra challenge. Abs in and up, reach and kick, and reach and back. 3 more, and kick, reach and back, and 2, and kick, reach and back, and 1, and kick. Good, pausing center. Abs in and up, float your top leg just slightly above your hip socket height. Really work on that top leg being longer than the bottom leg. It reaches 2, 3, and it lifts 1. Count. Reach, 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 and lift. 3, 2, 1. Abs in and up, and 4, 2, 3, up, and 5, 2, 3, up, reverse, lower, and a lift, 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 2, abs in and up, 2, 3, feel that space in your waist, 2, 3, lower, and lift, 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 1 more, lift, 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 lower, and hold. Hover it off the bottom leg, rotate your toe to the ceiling, keep it rotated as you circle for 5, 4, abs in and up, 3, 2, reverse, and a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kick your top leg up, grab the outside of your ankle, place your foot, or you can rest your knee onto the mat, whatever you need. Still work that head's pressing into your hand, abs in and up, and you lift that inner thigh up and lower, and 2, and lower, abs into lift and lower. We're just doing 5 of everything, so breathe through it. Hold it there, 5 circles. 5, 4, 3, 2, reverse, and a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bring your top leg back to the bottom leg. This is our one ending we have not done yet. So something new, you're going to reach your top leg to the front. Hold. Bend the knee. Hold that shape. Knee to knee, hold. Extend the leg behind you. Straight leg. That's 1 set. So your bicycle, reach it to the front, bend the knee. You're gonna pedal that bicycle. Knee goes past and extend. Good, and reach front. Bend the knee to knee. Knee goes back, extend it out. Just feel a nice stretch in front of your hips. Last one. And extend it, and center, reverse it. Reach your leg behind you. Now keep your knee there. Bring your heel to your seat, knee to your nose. Extend it to the front. That is 1. Pass through center, straight leg back. Keep our knee there. Heel to seat, knee to nose. Extend. 2 more, breathing through it. Our upper body is trying to stay right where it is. Abs in and up, and extend. 1 more. Back, heel to seat, knee to nose. Extend, center, rest it down. It's a little more choreography, but it does get a nice good stretch in front. Okay, all that fun, other side. So just our 5 reps of everything, keeping a little flow. Same challenge. If you tried your hand up, side 1, do it for side 2. Yeah, nobody gets cheated here. Abs it up, lift to our hip socket height, and we're just going front and back. Reach and kick, and reaching back. You can add that foot if you want. Flex and kick, a point and a back, and a flex and kick, point and back. We're breathing and kicking. Long, strong waist. Can you keep space under that side body? Good, that was 5. Float slightly above your hip height. We go for our 5 sets. Lower, lower, lower. Lift 1 and 2, 2, 3. Abs into lift, and 3, 2, 3. Up, and 4, 2, 3. Up, and 5, 2, 3. Reverse. Lower 1, and a lift, lift, lift. 2. Abs into lift, lift, lift. 3. A lift, lift, lift. 4. A lift, lift, lift. 5. A lift, lift, lift. Lower, hold. Rotate that thigh open. Reset and stack our hips. Tummy strong. Circle it. 5, 4. Press your inner thigh. 2. And reverse. And a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Catch the ankle. Place the foot on down. Bottom leg. Lift that inner thigh up. 1 and lower. As that leg lifts, can your belly lift? Good. 3, 4. Lift and hold it up there. 5 circles. 5, 4, 3, 2. Reverse. And 5, 4. Think about that footprint on the mat. And lower it down. Our top leg comes up, and you're ready for some bicycle fun. So nice and stacked. 1 leg reaches front. Hold. Bend the knee. 2. Knee to knee. 3. Knee goes back. 4. Extended. 5. Bicycle front. 1. Bend the knee. Knee to knee. Knee goes back. Extend without dropping our leg. And 3. Bend it. Knee goes back, and reach. 1 more. Front. Bend the knee. Knee to knee. Extend it there. Keep our knee as you stretch. Reverse it. Straight leg back. Hold it. Heel to seat. Knee to knee. Knee to nose. Extend. We got 3 more. Breathe through it. Back, heel to seat. Find that stretch. And 1 more. Reach it back. Heel to seat. Knee to nose. Extend. Bring it center and float it on down. Nice work. Go ahead and flip onto your back. You can cross 1 ankle at the knee. Just a nice little touchy stretch. Knee falls away. If that's not enough of a stretch, you can pull the bottom leg in and maybe even use your elbow to push that knee away. Give it a good exhale in there if you need to rock side to side. And then we'll try the other leg. So cross the other ankle to knee, pressing the top knee away. If you need more of a stretch, you can pull it in. We are almost there, team. Okay, a little teaser time. So, since it's Friday fun, we're gonna go right to it. No preppies, no nothing. We're gonna try and find that balance up on your tail. So knees will come in, you will rock up and find a balance. So, head comes up, rock up as you've got a balance. See if you can stretch your arms to a nice high angle, and then maybe if you can stretch the legs out. Lift, lift, lift our waist up and forward. Bring the knees in. We're gonna rock back to our shoulder blades, right back up. Inhale, back. Exhale, rock up and catch your tees. Reach, lift, lift, lift. And 2 more. Inhale, back. Exhale, catch it, reach it, reach it, reach it. Lift the heart. 1 more. Rock back, rock up, and reach and hold it there. Can you circle the arms? 3 circles. 3, 2, tummy strong, reverse. And 3, 2, 1. Good. Knees come in. Float it back down. All right. From here, place your feet onto the mat. Actually, we're going to flip onto our hands and knees. So, we did all that work for our feet, and I want to work on it a little bit here. So you're going to take your hands directly under your shoulders. If you have some wrist stuff, you can also do more of a fist if keeping your wrists long is better. So hands ideally underneath your shoulders, knees right underneath your own hip sockets. So from here, try and tuck your toes under and see if you can get a nice crease in your toes here, almost like a running block. Now, can you pull your belly button in so much that you're going to round and pull your belly up to the ceiling? Without shifting forward or back, we hover our knees off and hold this balance. Tail under, hover up and hold for 5, 4, tummy strong, 3, keep scooping more, 2, 1, and float back down. We're gonna go for 2 more sets. So try not to unplug our shoulders. Can you just work on getting that tail between your knees? And up we go. Hold it, 2, 3, 4, tummy strong. You can look at it, see if it's scooping. Good, 1, and float back down. Now on this last one, can you initiate with your abs, not pushing legs and arms, because that's easier, right? So we got to find that Pilates powerhouse. Can you pull the belly button in and up? And that's what's got to stay with you as you hover those knees up. Can you scoop that belly more? 2, 3, 4, 4, 4, and 5. Float the knees down. Good. Untuck your toesies. You can sit back, or you can even give your wrists a little circle out, whatever you need. And then we're going to come to standing for a little different footwork ending. So let me tip you guys up a little bit. I think you guys should be okay. So we're going to start with your feet parallel, and we're going to do our running. So when you're on the reformer, this one we do at the end. I'll face side so you guys can see. Think of those arches we did at the beginning. So can you lift your arch, and there's that toe crease again, and then place it back down. And lifting up, and place it back down. And lifting, pull your arches past your toes, and place it back down, and lift and reach. And then I'm gonna face you, keep going. I want you to avoid going out towards the pinky or too far in towards the big toe. Can you stay right in the center? So that hip, knee, toe challenge that we did laying down, same deal, 2 more sets. Can you press right through the middle, and as you lower, no wobblies, and switch. Just notice if one foot likes this more than the other. And a switch. And then we can add a little fun. So you can test your balance. We're gonna lift one heel up, keep it there. Can you use your belly, abs and up, lift, and we switch without dropping. We lower with control. And lift up. If you were gonna squeeze all the orange out of the orange, juice out of the orange, press into that orange, and we lift up and smash it underneath that heel, reach it. And lift and reach. Knees are going forward. Hop and a switch. And see if we can get a nice little flow to it without dropping, right? Really control that. Reach through the heel, right and left. One more, right and left. Good for you. Okay, keeping our legs parallel. You're gonna work through the feet. If you need to grab a counter or a chair or something for balance, go for it. Bend the knees, find to where your heels can stay on the floor. Good. Now keep your body where it is. Just lift your heels up. Can you keep your heels there? Extend your legs, woo-wee, and then float your heels back down. So that all counts as 1. I promise this is the end. So if this uses the last bit of brain power, it is okay. Bend the knees, lift the heels. You should feel that tushy working. Stretch the legs and lower. Bend, knees. Woo. You can tell I did too much yesterday. My legs are tired. One more. And bend, and heels, and stretch, and lower. Now we get to reverse all that. Up. Bend the knees, keep them together. Lower the heels to the mat and stretch. 3 more. Inhale, bend, heels, and stretch. And up, and a knees, and a heels. And that's 1. Up, knees, heels, stretch. Now you do all of that same series with your Pilates V stance. So just that fist width apart Our goal is to keep your heels glued together. So instead of letting them fly open, there's a ticket to wherever you'd rather be than quarantine, yeah? So keep it between your heels and don't drop your ticket. We float up with our heels together. We bend our knees. We lower our heels, stretch the legs. We're breathing, abs in and up, bend, heels, and stretch. You should feel all those rotating in your seat from our side kick fun. Abs in and up, last one. Heels and seat, lift as a team. Bend our knees, heels, stretch. Now that was so much fun, we reverse it. Bend the knees, hold it, lift your heels. Stretch the legs and lower. 2, bend, heels, stretch, and lower. And 3, bend, heels. Try to keep them there as you stretch up, then they lower. Last one, bend, heels, stretch, and lower. Good. Now just find how you normally stand without thinking too much. So parallel-ish, I'm guessing. Find your abs in and up, and then you're gonna shift all your weight forward onto your toes, and then shift all the way back onto your heels, almost where you're gonna fall over. Same thing to the front. So move your whole body into the wind, and then we're leaning back almost like a trust fall, and then I want you to find right in the middle. So if you could feel like you're leaning into your toes and your heels, now use that lovely support in your arches. So you'll notice right away if it's hanging out or in, it affects the rest of your legs. So find you're centered on your feet, root them into the floor, lifting up, and that's the support you should feel, then trickle into your powerhouse standing tall, so that your feet are your base. There are roots, just like trees. They got a job down there. We can't just pretend that they're doing it on their own. So maybe think of that through your weekend, just a little echo of Sarah in your mind talking about our feet. If you have any questions or you want to work on anything, feel free to reach out and we will try and reconvene next week. Have a wonderful weekend, guys. Good work. Thank you so much.